friends. Welcome back to Godly Play at Decatur Presbyterian Church. I'm so glad that you have joined me. Our story today will take place in the desert. And we will hear about how the people of God were led out of slavery and into freedom. But before we hear our story today, we must get ready. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in and out together to clear our minds and to calm our bodies, so that we might really hear the story today. So let's take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. I think we're ready. This is the desert. It is not the whole desert. It is only a piece of the desert. But we need a piece of the desert in our room because so many important stories of the people of God happened in the desert. The desert is a very dangerous place. It almost never rains in the desert. Nothing really grows in the desert. And without food or water, you can die. The wind blows the sand around in the desert. It makes it hard to find your way because the desert is always changing its shape. It's very easy to get lost there. The desert is a dangerous place. You need to be ready to go into the desert. The people of God were living in a place where the rain did not come. Crops needed water, and there was none. So they didn't grow. Because there was no grain, they couldn't grind it up to make bread. And the people were very hungry. The children would cry in their sleep. So mothers and fathers decided to take their children and go to a new land where there was food. They had to go, even if they had to cross the desert. So their journey began. It was hard in the desert, but the people had to keep going. They had to make it to Egypt. In the land of Egypt, the king is called a pharaoh. When the people came into the land of Egypt, they found food and work. But Pharaoh trapped them, and they could never go home again. They could only eat what Pharaoh said to eat, drink what Pharaoh said to drink. They had to work when Pharaoh said to work, and they could only sleep when Pharaoh said to sleep. They had to do everything Pharaoh said. The people were now slaves. One of the people was named Moses. And Moses came to Pharaoh, and he said, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh said, "No." Moses came back to Pharaoh many times. He told Pharaoh, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh always said, "No." Then many strange things happened in the land. But Pharaoh always said, "No." Then something terrible happened. The oldest boy in each Egyptian family died, even in the family of Pharaoh. The oldest boys in the families of the people of God did not die because they had made a mark on the doors of their houses. They had put the blood of a lamb there so that the angel of death would pass over them. Then Moses came back to Pharaoh, and he said, "Let my people go." And Pharaoh said, "Yes." The people began to hurry to get everything ready. They packed all they could carry, and they baked bread for the journey. But there was no time to put leaven in the bread so that it would swell up and get big and fluffy like the bread that you buy. The people went quickly because they were scared that Pharaoh might change his mind. Suddenly, they heard the sound they did not want to hear. The ground began to shake. The Pharaoh's army was coming after them. The beating of the horses' hooves and the rolling of the chariots sounded like thunder. Pharaoh's army began to push against the people and push them against the water. They did not know what to do. But God came so close to Moses, and Moses came so close to God, that Moses knew how to lead the people through the water and into freedom. This one looks happy. This one is running. This one looks confused. This one looks so scared, can barely move. When all of the people were safe on the other side, the waters closed up. The people were free, and Pharaoh's army could not get to them. Now all of the people were free on the other side. They were so happy they just had to give thanks to God. So Miriam, Moses' sister, led the people in dancing. Now, I wonder what part of this story you liked best. I wonder what part you think is the most important. I wonder where you saw yourself in this story. And I wonder if there is any part of this story we could leave out and still have all we need. This is like the flatbread that the people made in the desert. It's not big and fluffy like the loaves of bread you buy, because this bread is only made with flour and water. The people didn't have time to put in the leaven to help it to grow big and fluffy. So that's why it is very flat. You can still buy this bread. It's called matzo, and it is still used today in Passover feasts. When I taste matzo, I can almost taste the water that the people went through as they went into freedom. I can almost taste their excitement and joy. Maybe someday you can go to the store and see if you can find some matzo there and buy it and bring it home and taste it. I wonder how you will taste the story. Thank you so much for joining me, friends, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.